Hi beautiful people, welcome back to Life and Living with Lade. Today's video is about body image, and on this vlog I'm going to be having with me a guest. Her name is Carrie Kramer and she's a registered and licensed dietitian and also an instructor of nutrition at the Pennsylvania State University. Stay tuned. Professor Kramer, can you just tell us some things about body image when it comes to like defining?
Body image is basically how you see yourself, what you see in the mirror, how you feel about your body, how you think others view you. It can be either true or it can actually not be exactly what you think you look like. It can be positive where you see yourself and feel good about it, or negative to a point where you are seeing what you don't really project, or to a point where it's become a problem with your self-image and your life.
If you would just like to talk about the role of the media in terms of how it has influenced how our perception of body image.
Through the years, our media perception of what a perfect body image has changed. It was back in the 40s and the 50s, a more voluminous kind of figure, but with the 60s and the 70s, has gotten more waif-like, more to a point where you're about 20 to 25% less body weight than a normal person.
Wow.
And that has become an ideal. Twiggy was the 1960s model. Kate Moss from England was the 1990s model, where we based our looks on
that
particular body
Yeah.
type, which is not everybody's body type. Everybody's different.
It's interesting because I remember whenever you taught that chapter in class, and you said if you look at yourself in the mirror and you're on the bigger side and you're trying to be a size 2, you're really a size 14. It's just like somebody who's tall who's trying to be short, or somebody who's short who's trying to be tall. That's just not you. That's just not how you are, right?
Or a fast runner telling them to slow down.
Exactly.
And you can't do that. And the thing is we've taught ourselves that that is the ideal. Teens particularly watch TV or images or things on the medium, like the magazine or whatever, and see that that is what they should be beautiful as.
Yes.
And if they don't see themselves as that they're lesser of a person. What we also talked about is that airbrushing and photoshopping is very common. You will take an image, it will, cut off a little bit of an arm, or cut off a little bit of the side, or trim the stomach, or remove a blemish or a wrinkle, or and so that person is no longer that person. Vision of something that
It's not real.
No.
It's just something that they make you to believe.
And problem is that a lot of people don't realize that occurs. So when they look in that, they think that wow, how does this 60-year-old woman have no wrinkles? Or how does this person have no flaws whatsoever? And we base ourselves on celebrities. We base ourselves on body shapes that are not normal, and that's okay for that person to be that way. But what the problem is we have young girls, even at age 10 and younger, starting to say that they should be that weight, and dieting in kindergarten, and
it's extreme. A very handsome looking man, but he started working out, I don't know how many years ago, about 2 years ago, and he looked fine before he started working out. But young guys just want to work out. He's been working out now, and now it's I know it's an addiction. Like, that's how he's looking like, because all his muscles are popping out in weird places, and I'm like, oh no, that doesn't look good. What is that? Is that a problem? Is that something we should be concerned about?
That's called usually what we call muscle dysmorphia, where it's typically male, where they will see themselves in a mirror, and instead of a woman who says, oh, my arm looks too flabby, they will look in the arm and say, oh, it's not muscular enough, where when you see it, it's actually over enough. So, there's two sides of, overcompensating for a negative body image, where you're either trying to lose too much weight or spending so much time that all you do is gaining muscle. And there's so many other things we should be doing.
There's some other conditions that apply to both guys and girls, and I just wanted us to touch on them real quick. So you talked about like bulimia and the real one that makes them go skinny until they die.
Anorexia. Those are eating disorders where people engage in extreme behaviors in order to control or lose weight. And they have an image of themselves where they may see themselves as heavy, and the mean rate of anorexia, that is the highest, one of the highest mental illnesses that cause death, not only due to starving yourself where you have problems with your heart, problems with your electrolyte imbalances, but also suicide too with anorexia nervosa is you cannot self-diagnose yourself. That has to be diagnosed by somebody else because they cannot see themselves as being that weight.
The difference between anorexia and bulimia?
Well, bulimia, you can have a combination of anorexia and bulimia, but bulimia is more of a point where you are, instead of restricting calories, you binge and binge and binge to a point where you're somewhat discouraged with yourself, and then you make yourself either throw up or you take laxatives to get rid of that.
Just for the benefits of people who don't know, what's binge? Because you said
you eat mass amount of qualities, and then where you eat a lot of high calorie food, or you eat things that you wouldn't typically eat, and the way you lose the calories is not by exercising or restricting them, but by making yourself throw up.
I hear this a lot, but for me it's just very unrealistic, and because I just haven't seen, and I know you've worked with a lot of people that have these conditions. How is it like for somebody to eat? You guys help me. You might, and this is serious. I just don't know. You might have somebody that's around you that does these things or has these symptoms or have these signs, and you just don't know how to go about it. So I'm asking a professional, how is it that somebody will eat and you would force yourself to throw up? How do they do that?
Do you mean,
how do they force themselves to throw up?
Usually it's with their fingers and putting their fingers down their throat. And how you can tell someone has it a lot is they will have very much calloused from their teeth, right here in their muscle areas. And again, sometimes they'll take medications or laxatives to make them go to the back. Characteristics are typically people who are very perfectionistic, who want to be perfect in all parts of their lives and control all parts of their lives, particularly in the anorexia. It takes a lot of self-control
to not eat when you're hungry. Oh my God.
I can't imagine. But, when I worked in several hospitals with young girls, and they don't see themselves as that. And they were bright girls, they're beautiful girls, smart, intelligent, have so many things going for them, except they don't see that. They see themselves in a mirror of an image that is not what they are.
Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed the topic, body image, and I hope you're more informed now about what the ideal body image is, positive and negative, and all those wonderful things we talked about. If you know anybody that needs help, please refer them to a professional. I love you, beautiful people. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Bye!